When I start shooting, all y'all gonna clear out.
Is there anything else you're looking forward to with season 3, whether it be characters, stages, maybe monetization changes?
I personally really want more stages. Like, I think the most recent stage, the Miria stage, is probably in my top 3. I really like Seaside Resort. I really like Elegant Palace because it's Lee. But I really like the new stage a lot. I don't really like stage hazards, to be honest. I think they went a little overboard on the T8 stage hazards because now all stages are generally smaller and every stage has hazards. I do like pack pixels, which I know is ironic for me to say. I think that stage is just kind of goofy, but I think it's also fun. But I think maybe if they did something like Heat can't, like a Heat Smash, for example, like Lee's Heat Smash, it'll trigger stage hazard. Maybe if Heat just didn't trigger stage hazards at all, I think that would be another kind of good thing to do. But I would like to see more stages. I would rather have a remastered stage than a remastered costume, to be honest. A lot of the costumes that they brought back, although they're really cool and like their classic outfits and stuff, I don't personally care too much. Like when they, like I love Delgin, but when they brought that goofy ass like armor suit that he had in like tag 2 and T6, who really wants that? Like, that is that what we're is that what's gonna save Tekken right now? I feel like I'd rather get like a remastered, I don't know, stage from T6 or tag 2 or T5 or even like Tekken 2 or something like that. I feel like that would be really cool. And as far as characters, I personally don't mind guest characters if they're good, and I don't mind new characters that much, but I would like to see some old characters come back. I really want Miguel to come back. I really want Kazumi to come back, but that's probably not going to happen. I really want Angel to come back. That's probably not going to happen. I want Wang Jinrei to come back. That's probably not going to happen. For the characters that I do want to come back, and I do think it's possible, the two that I want the most would be Miguel and Julia, or Michelle, because they're pretty much the same. If it's Julia, I just want it to be Julia. I don't want streamer Julia, and I don't really want JC. I really don't want Craig back, and I know everyone wants Craig. I don't want him back. I really thought season 1 would have Tifa as a guest character because it kind of went along with the release date of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then I really thought season 2 was going to have Big Boss as a DLC because it went along the line like the release date of MGS3 Remake. But I was wrong both times. I'm not going to make any predictions on like season 3 guest characters. I've heard people say it's gonna be Rugal. I've never played KOF, but I've always said that if I did play KOF, I wanted to play either Rugal or Leona. I guess I'd be cool with Rugal, even though I have no idea what he does. Miguel and Julia would be the two that I want the most.
Something that I'm pushing for, and other people are also pushing for, a lot of people are pushing against, is Goku, Dragon Ball. Bandai Namco owns a lot of the rights, the video game rights to some of the biggest animes on the planet, like Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball. There's probably like 6 others. But would you be for or against one of those animes being a guest character?
So I've never seen Dragon Ball Z, so I don't really know too much about Goku and stuff like that. All I really know about DBZ is they got the guy that looks like Lee Chalan. His name's like Trux or something. He's got a sword. And then I know about Lord Slug. I'd be cool with those characters, I guess. I am a massive like Naruto fan. I still read Boruto like every month when it comes out. I know people hate Boruto, but I read that manga weekly when it was coming out in Shippuden. If they were to add something like from Naruto, I think it'd be cool if they added Tsunade. I wouldn't really want it to be Naruto though. I know Tekken Team in general likes to add the villains. So if it was like Madara or something, I personally just wouldn't want that because it's just gonna feel like not that it's like a sword character, but like another Clive. But yeah, for Goku, I don't know.
So for the DLC we do have, you don't have to go back to Tekken 7 because that would be a lot of like takes for each individual character. But for the Tekken 8 characters, how do you feel about season 1, and then how do you feel about season 2? And when I say season 2, there really is kind of this difference between Anna and everything after, because a new development team came in after the backlash to sort of, quote unquote fix the game. What is your takes on those characters, and do you think that the DLC characters after Anna are moving in a better direction?
I feel like Tekken 8 season 1 DLC, in my opinion, was kind of not very good. Because like I feel like they kind of, not that they did, and I could totally be wrong, but it felt like Reina was almost marketed as like a kind of in between of Lydia and Heihachi. So it just felt kind of weird that they brought Lydia and Heihachi back in season 1. Like I thought it would have been cool if maybe, although Devil Jin is my favorite Mishima. I thought it would have been kind of cool if maybe Devil Jin wasn't in the game. And then season 1, the final DLC was like Angel Jin from the story or something. Maybe save Heihachi for a long time. I loved Eddie in T7, but I just don't really like him too much in Tekken 8. Clive, I love Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is one of my favorite franchises ever. And I love Clive in FF16, but I just don't feel like he fits too well in Tekken. Lydia's cool. I really like her like aesthetic and like visual design. I'm not a big fan of her gameplay. And then Heihachi, I'm not the biggest fan of his gameplay. So the gameplay of T8 season 1 DLC, I'm just not, it's not really made for me. Then in season 2, I thought Anna looked really cool visually, other than her haircut. I mean, she speaks for herself. 1+2's gotta go. She plays at a range that only like Clive and Fakumram can really play at. Like her 442 bazooka. Not many characters can really play at that range. And they also fixed a lot of her weaknesses from the old games. I do know that after that backlash, I believe it was Nagatsu decided to start overseeing every patch note that came out, like personally, where he wasn't doing that before. Since he decided to start overseeing the patch notes, then you've gotten things like Fakumram, Armor King, Mieri's, and like the Heat Burst plus frames nerf and stuff like that. That's another reason I am pretty optimistic about Tekken 8 Season 3, because like ever since he started overseeing each patch note and like making sure that he read through it before it goes live and stuff, most of the patches have been primarily good for like the most people think they're good. I don't really blame them for not having multiple smaller patches yet, because most of the time when there are smaller patches, a lot of people just, it's not really enough. And I know I'm just super optimistic, but what I'm expecting and hoping for is that when season 3 happens, it's just a massive patch, and it's almost like you know how SF5 sort of flopped when it first came out, and it had bad reviews, and then they ended up doing Street Fighter 5 Complete Edition. I think it was called Complete Edition. You wouldn't get the reviews from launch. You'd get the reviews from Street Fighter 5 like Complete Edition, and that kind of saved SF5, at least in that sense. So I'm almost wondering if for T8 Season 3, if like they almost market it as like a Tekken 8 Complete Edition where you get Season 1 and Season 2 DLC bundled, like in the purchase of Tekken 8, and maybe we get like new main menu music, new life bar colors, maybe even like other things, like maybe new portraits for the characters or something. I know that's like probably not going to happen, but I think that'd be pretty smart for them to do, just because then it could maybe cover up horrible reviews of season 2. I'm very optimistic for season 3 because Fakumram, I didn't like him in T7 very much because I was a new player and I thought fighting him felt impossible for a new player. But Armor King, I played him in T7 all the time. He was one of my main characters and stuff like that. So I was super excited for him. And I was not excited for Mieri's at all when I saw her first trailer, because that's just not the kind of character that I tend to usually go for. I'm pleasantly surprised by her moveset for the most part and stuff like that. I think there are some moves of hers that are a little crazy, like up 3 in heat, down forward 4 seems a little crazy. For the most part, she seems fine. So the last 3 DLCs I think have been fine. I am a little bit worried though, because part of me wonders if Armor King was planned for season 2, or if maybe he was like planned season 3, like first DLC of season 3, but then they saw the backlash and then decided we got to release him now. Armor King is kind of in a spot that not a lot of other Tekken characters are, where it's a DLC character that is just as hype or even more so hype than most of the main roster. He's on like Kazuya and like Heihachi, like Jin levels of hype. I don't really know what other returning characters really are that hype. I know most people always say, like to me when I say that, most people always say Craig, but I feel like Craig is more infamous. Craig, you either love him or you really hate him. So I personally don't think Craig is on the same level as Armor King. That is one thing I'm a little bit worried about for season 3. I don't know if the DLC has any more returning characters that are at the level of Armor King for like hype and stuff like that.
You kind of got Miguel, you kind of got Kunimitsu, but Armor King is just like wild, and I think
Yeah.
they did a good job with him. I think he's a really good character. He's really fun. I think the DLC after Anna is moving in a very good direction, and if they could bring all of the current characters down to their level, the game will be really great.